Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be discussing about the poem The Voice of the Rain, in which we will study in details about the theme, the message, the central idea and the stanza-wise summary of the poem. For your convenience, I have added timestamps in the description so that if you wish to watch any segment again, you just have to click on that particular timestamp to go through it. Towards the end, I'll also be discussing the poetic devices used in this poem. So without further delay, let's get started. The Voice of the Rain, a poem by Walt Whitman, is a part of your Class 11 CBSE syllabus. Let us first know a little bit about the poet. Walter Whitman, better known as Walt Whitman, was an American poet, essayist and journalist. He is among the most influential poets in the American canon. Though he was considered the father of free verse poetry, yet it was much more than that. He introduced his readers to previously forbidden topics and incorporated unusual themes in his work. Whitman's innovations went even deeper. His poetic style may be best described as innovative and unconventional. Whitman constructed his poems according to his own rules. His lines vary in length but are often quite long without standard patterns of rhythm or rhyme. Beginning with the theme of the poem, The Voice of the Rain by Walt Whitman talks about the fulfillment of the cycle of creation, be it the creation of life and freshness in the atmosphere brought by the rain or the creation of a poem by a poet. The poem is in the form of a conversation between the poet and the rain itself. The message imparted by the poem is that poetry is as important in the society as rain is on the earth. Both serve their purpose. The rain makes life possible to exist and flourish on earth. On the other hand, poetry brings awareness in society. The meaning imparted by the poem differs from person to person. Some appreciate it while others criticize it. But in the end, it brings back love for the poet. The central idea of the poem. Both rain and poetry hold a significant position on earth. The rain plays an eternal role in nurturing, quenching the thirst, and purifying the various elements of the earth. It rises unseen from the depths of seas to the sky in the form of water vapors, from where it falls down on the earth and helps people to exist and flourish. Similarly, poetry originates in the heart of the poet and travels to its readers who either appreciate or criticize it. But in the end, love comes for the poet from all directions. Both the rain and poetry make the world lively and return to their place of origin after fulfilling their purpose. We will now begin with the stanza-wise summary of the poem. Stanza 1. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shower, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer, as here translated, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. The poem begins with the poet asking for the identity of the soft falling rain shower. Much to the surprise of the poet, the rain replies to his question, which the poet translates for his readers. The rain, in its own voice, tells the poet that she is the poem of this earth. The rain tries to convey the message that as poetry gives pleasure to human beings, the rain gives happiness to Mother Earth. Stanza 2. Eternal, I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea, upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. Here we come to know that rain is an eternal process taking different forms at different moments. It rises from the land and the deep sea in the form of intangible water vapor and goes up to the sky. There, it takes an indistinct shape in the form of clouds. Although it changes its form and shape, its core matter remains the same. The words impalpable and eternal indicate that nature is not fully understood and some part of it always remains beyond our reach. Moving on to stanza 3. I descend to lave the droughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. The raindrops pour down from above to wash away droughts and dust layers enveloping the earth. It satisfies the thirst of the parched lands and heals everything that is degrading and is lying lifeless. The showers remove the dust particles and make the earth clean and green. It also helps in the germination of seeds which were lying dormant due to a dry spell. The last stanza now. And forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. For song, issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked duly with love returns. The rain is involved in a continuous process of giving life on earth by providing water to dormant seeds and making the earth full of greenery. It helps in enhancing the beauty of the earth, as in the absence of water, we all know that everything turns dull or lifeless and dust accumulates everywhere. The last two lines are the poet's own words and his reflections upon the answers given by the rain, and that is the reason why, children, you will see that these two lines are given in brackets. A poem or a song is creativity at its best. It has the power to calm, heal, rejuvenate, transform, and thrill. In the same way, the entire environment gets drenched in the rain, healing and rejuvenating the various elements of nature. The poet therefore draws a parallel between the poetry and rain, as both have rhythm and the ability to energize. So you notice, children, both rain and poetry beautify life. Lastly, we come to the poetic devices used in this poem. First is personification. Personification means the qualities of a person given to a non-living thing. In this poem, example of personification is, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Next, we have metaphor, which is an indirect comparison between the qualities of different things. Example, I am the poem of earth. Here, rain is compared to a poem. Hyperbole, which is exaggerated statements to create strong impressions. Example of hyperbole in this poem is bottomless sea. The fourth poetic device that is used in this poem is imagery, which is a visual description of something. Example, soft falling shower. The last poetic device used over here is parallelism, where you will notice that in the last two lines, the poet has drawn a parallel between the rain and a poem. With this, we come to the end of today's video. I hope you all liked it. Children, some of you have requested for notes and question and answers related to the chapters and poems that I explain in my channel. You'll be glad to know that I have begun with my online English coaching classes, and anyone who wishes to get detailed notes of the chapters is always welcome to join. The details of my online classes are given in the description. Thanks for watching.